Creatives are adaptable, resilient, passionate, and great problem solvers, just like what an entrepreneur should be. And yet artists and business people hardly get recognized as one and the same. Well, welcome to Bridging That Gap. Hello, fellow creatives, and welcome to the podcast Artist Takes on Business School. I'm your host, Mayara Maya, a self-employed life model who, upon graduating from her BA in Fine Arts, lost the love, admiration, and respect for the art world, but not for artists. This 2-year-long podcast will be tailored to my fellow creatives who want to build a sustainable and financially rewarding creative career without selling out. Get the behind the scenes, the insights, the knowledge, and the encouragement from people who know exactly how you feel. And of course, from entrepreneurial experts alike. I used to be someone that would have regular dreams about being, not necessarily abducted, not by like aliens. I was someone that would have dreams about just being in really bad situations, usually by a man that was trying to rape me or hurt me in some way, abduct me, all of that wonderful things. And I remember the first time I was able to get over that. Whoa, sorry, I'm just putting a sweater on. The first time I beat the living shit out of someone in my dream. And not just for funsies, right? This was a man that was trying to kill me. And I think I had basically the exact same dream, like a couple or a few months before or something like that. But this time, I actually had physical strength in my dreams that I had not encountered ever. I was always the weakest motherfucker in my dreams. If I had to run, my legs would be like so heavy. It was like I was just paralyzed. I was incapable of using my body to defend myself and to do physically challenging things, which I thought was, I could never really understand why that was. Until I had a dream where it was, kind of same situation. There's a man, he's trying to get hold of me, to rape me or kill me or whatever the fuck it is that he was gonna do. I was in imminent danger, and this time round, I was able to literally punch the shit out of him. I don't think I used a weapon. I think it was just my hands. I was shoving my fingers down his eyes, just trying to, get him off of me. I was finally able to get on top of him, continue beating the living. Like, I remember the blood gushing everywhere. It was phenomenal. And I say phenomenal, not because I'm some crazy psycho, but because I had never goddamn experienced that. When I woke up from that dream, I was like, I am invincible. Like, I fucking did it. That's me. Bruh, what? And I know why now. I started jiu-jitsu. I did some jiu-jitsu for just over a year. This was a few years back. In that class, I had a teacher or a mentor, whatever it's called, coach. We properly bonded. We were friends. We really got each other, and he really helped me get, well, first just realize that I had a mental block in my brain that wouldn't allow me, that felt like I couldn't defend myself when it came to a man, let's say. I've always been that person who's walking down the street. I'm very aware of my surroundings, very aware that men are checking me out or whatever the fuck, and it pissed me off. But there was nothing. I was never put in a position of total fear of someone is going to take me into an alley or whatever that. But I would regularly in my head as I'm walking down the street envision if that was to happen what I'd be doing, right? How I would punch him, where my elbow could go, all of these different things. But I had a bit of a reality check when I started jiu-jitsu, because I realized that, in fact, especially when it came to, if I was pinned down by my professor, who was a big guy, it was so hard for me to get him off. I mean, of course, he's, was he? No, I think he was purple belt. He wasn't black belt yet, but he knew how to keep someone pinned down, which, for starters, if you know how to do that, bravo. Like, it's really empowering to learn how to do that. And a lot of people don't even know that that's possible. It's crazy. But I remember when we would be doing these drills, like trying to get out, he would, with all his might, try to keep me pinned down as a way to get me to crack through that limiting belief that, well, for one, I couldn't get him off, and two, that I wasn't worth enough to fight for. And through those drills, I remember there was one time when I finally kind of continued pushing the living shit out of him. Like, he really got me to this primal state of, like, I am going to goddamn survive if it takes me whatever. If I break my arm right now, you are not putting that fucking dick inside of me. Get the fuck off of me. Right. When that happened, oh my god, the emotional toll that it took on me. I started sobbing. Like, it was not, I had never experienced that in my life. I was literally on the floor sobbing, like, terrified. There was so much adrenaline in my body, and he just, like, once he, I don't remember if I was able to get him off, but I think he realized that, like, I had finally, like, done it, because I just needed the technique to know how to get him off, but I had finally mentally broken free from that self-limiting belief, right? So much adrenaline in my body, and he just, like, once he, I don't remember if I was able to get him off, but I think he realized that, like, I had finally, like, done it, because I just needed the technique to know how to get him off, but I had finally mentally broken free from that self-limiting belief, right? And he just came over and gave me a hug and was like, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. You finally did it. You finally did it. You got to that state that we've been working towards of, you are worth it, you can, and you will not stop until you get this motherfucker off of you, because you're worth it. And you need to protect yourself, and no one else is going to. You need to know how to do it in case you are alone. Like, this is primal, this is necessary skills that women, or people in general, but especially women, need to know, right? And it's not just about your physical ability, it's about the mental. Because if you check out, if you go into, like, I'm fucked mode, you are fucked, that's it. Right? It's all mindset. And as soon, like, when that happened, oh my god, I think it was a week or so from that day that I had this dream where I beat them. I did. It felt so fucking good to just take control of my life, right? It's literally my life on the line, and, in retrospect, once I actually defeated this guy, like, I think I killed him. I think I properly killed him in my dream. When I did that, and I woke up, that's when I realized that the dreams I was having before was literally just a visualization of how I saw myself to be. That I saw myself as weak and incapable and not worthy enough to be saved. Man, I remember going back into the gym after that dream and telling my coach what I did, and he was like, fuck, yes, babe, that's it. I'm telling you, if you have dreams like this, where you are incapable of protecting yourself, if you're regularly having dreams where there are people after that dream and telling my coach what I did, and he was like, fuck, yes, babe, that's it. I'm telling you, if you have dreams like this, where you are incapable of protecting yourself, if you're regularly having dreams where there are people after you that are wanting to hurt you, that are actually hurting you, and you are physically incapable of moving, or like any sort of movement you do, there's like no weight to it, there's no strength behind it, that's because you have a limiting belief that you are weak and unworthy of being saved. And if that is you, baby girl, you need to do something about it. To me, it was jiu-jitsu. I haven't continued it, but the what is it called? The core skills I gained, plus the mindset shift that I got from that, was invaluable. I cannot tell you how much more confident I walk down the street now, because I know that I can and I have connected with that primal state of human being of I will survive, I will fight until whatever. If I die, I die, but I will go down fucking fighting and I will leave my goddamn mark. And girl, you need to do that for yourself. You need to somehow get yourself into that mindset, into that space where you are no longer seeing yourself as an incapable, weak woman, because there is power behind you, babe. There is so much power behind you. If you don't, not only will you be more afraid to just walk down the street or be in a worse position if, and please let that not be the case, but if something of that nature was to actually happen in your life, you'll be in a worse position than if you just had the mindset, even if it's just the mindset of like, fuck you, I'm going to save myself because this is not happening. I refuse. No. But if you don't do this, think about all the little ways that you're missing out on, all the little things, because you have this belief that deep down you're not worth it. Deep down you're weak and incapable. People doubt you and your capabilities. Man, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna get anywhere because you're always gonna go back to, well, why the fuck would I do this? It's hard. It's not worthwhile. People doubt you and your capabilities. Man, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna get anywhere because you're always gonna go back to, well, why the fuck would I do this? It's hard. It's not worth it. I'm not worth it. I'm gonna be judged. I look like a fool. Well, if you change that mindset, if you're able to beat the living shit out of that inner devil monologue, you will get so much farther and so much faster than you thought you ever could. All because your mindset shifted into a more constructive, even though it's, technically destructive, but a more constructive gear. You are worth it. You need to shift into badass mode. You can continue being a gorgeous female with all your feminine energy. Girl, I'm with you. Like I know that I'm talking like this right now, and to be fair, this is how I usually talk, but I've honed into my feminine side so much more because I've connected with my masculine. Like, because I have this mindset of I'm a badass and I can and will get through difficult things and difficult situations and stand up for myself because I'm fucking worth it. I am now so much more comfortable to wear a dress and heels, which is just insane to me. When I was younger, I did not like wearing dresses or heels because I felt vulnerable. As a 14, 15-year-old, if I was wearing a dress, I felt like I couldn't sit how I wanted to sit. I felt like I was getting even more sexualized than I already was, and it just felt like I was inferior to mostly, men, right? Whereas now, it's like, no, bitch, no, I'm in control, I can do shit, don't think, I got it, and I'll strut down that goddamn fucking street in my heels and a dress, all by my lonesome. And yes, I will still deal with the negative thoughts, the awkwardness, because it is still uncomfortable. But I'm gonna fucking do it because good. I look good and I deserve to feel and look good. And if men are gonna give me shit, or if they're gonna start whistling at me down the street, well, so fucking be it. But don't you goddamn come into my life and start talking to me, start whatever the fuck, nah. And as soon as you shift into that gear, into that protective state for yourself, you will be in a better position to say, no, leave me alone, as opposed to being like, you know what I mean. We've all been there. It's really hard to be a woman sometimes. It's really hard, especially if you already think that you are weaker than the other guy. Because, let's be fair, you might very well be. You might very well be weaker than the guy that's standing there looking at you kind of funky. But if you shift into that mindset, put on your badass face, know that you're going to fight for your fucking life, if it comes to it, they are much less likely to come deal with you. So much less likely. That was one of the best advice that I've ever gotten in my life, was when my aunt, I think I was like 12, we were down the street and I remember her saying, just put on an angry face. If you put on an angry face, people don't come up next to you. Men will just like leave you alone. And that stuck with me. That proper stuck with me, and I still do it to this day. And I don't give a shit. Like, if you think I look ugly, if you think I look angry, and you don't want to talk to me because of that, if I want you to come talk to me, then I'll smile. Blink, blink. Anyways, that was just a short little snippet for you ladies that feel weak, worthless, doubted. Get your shit together. I highly suggest doing a year of jiu-jitsu. Just learn the basics, because it will really help with your mindset shift. That it will seriously, seriously help you. I've gotten so far in my life because of that shift. Because I am worth it. And it's still hard, but I'm worth it. So yeah, peace out. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening this far. I really hope that it was not too atrocious for you. These first, 5 to 7 episodes that I'll be uploading to launch this new podcast, well, they're kind of like test runs, and, hopefully you'll just get to know a little bit about me, how I think, my experiences in life, and what kind of brought me to the point that I am in now. I'll be starting my master's in entrepreneurship and innovation at Holt University, Holt International Business School, in September, so in just over a month. I've lined up some exceptional guests for you, though, which I'm very excited about, because my network has completely changed and expanded within a matter of a month, which is insane. But yeah, I've lined up 5 different interviews that will be coming out, or I'll be launching for you to stream in August. And yeah, this is just a little message from your host, Mayada Maya, letting you know that there's a lot more to come and a lot better to come as well. But I needed to put in the reps, you know how it is. It's new. If anything, if you end up watching this after I've already launched, after there's already some interview things, don't even bother. You'll get to know me through the other episodes, the more finessed ones. This is more me just trying to put in the reps, get into the flow of things, understand how it works, and just get more comfortable to speak in front of the camera. Or in front of the mic. I have a camera, but whatever. It's fine. Sweet. Peace and love, and I hope you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, weekend, week ahead of you. Much love. Ciao, ciao.